Hey guys, HW. I'm back on my feet. I'm over that cold that I had in the last vid. And I'm back on the streets of Sydney. Heading into the city. But first we're going to have a little stop at Artarmon, one of the North Shore stations in between Chatswood and North Sydney. That's Hampton Road. Down there at Artarmon. But we're not having a look at that side. Many Sydney siders have driven past there in the day. We're actually going on the other side of the station. And I tell you what, for a well over a decade, when coming into the city, I've looked out the train window over towards that direction over there and seen a little walkway, arcade, or whatever you want to call it, leading into the station. And I could see that there were shops down there and arcades. So all these years I've been desperate to get down there and have a look at what it's all about. So that's what we're going to do today. So yes, we are going to head into the city still, but we're going to check out this little arcade first. And there's a train heading up the other way, up the North Shore line, as we speak. So weather observations first as we look back towards the city on the train line. 22 degrees Celsius today in Sydney, it'll get up to. So really an autumn day. The winds from the west at 17 kilometres an hour. So when we do get closer to the city, if we do get a glimpse of the water, it should be fairly flat with the wind coming from the west. So let's get over and check this arcade that's always fascinated me as I looked out the window of the train all of these years. So this is what it looks like at the start of the little walkway pedestrian mall arcade that I'm about to walk through. It's called Wilks Avenue. I suppose I'm trying to get my bearings on the directions here. What would you call it? Would you call it on the northern side of Artarmon station? Maybe? Yeah, you'd call it the northern side. And this street just here, this is apparently Elizabeth Street. So a few shops on this side of Elizabeth Street. And a really old one on the other side there. But let's get over and have a look at Wilkes Avenue. See if this car stops for me. It doesn't. DHL van does. Good guy. So I was pleasantly surprised when I came out of the station. There's a couple of nectar joints. A couple of grocery stores. Here's the first coffee shop. This looks alright. Looks very fancy. It's called the Coffee Project in there. Japanese grocery store there. Hair salon. Japanese noodle joint there. Japanese barbecue. Another coffee shop. This one looks alright. Salvage. See how much the nectars are. $4 for a small one. Small flat white. $6 for what they call a giant one. I wonder what that looks like. Another Japanese joint on the corner here. Sushi. Another coffee shop. Thai restaurant. What a delight. So now I know. Now I know what this little arcade looks like after all these years. I'd rate it. Looks pretty good. Seems to be a real Japanese influence. I wonder if this side of the train station is still Artarmon or whether it's another suburb. Let me have a look at Google Maps. Yeah, it is still Artarmon, but it does have a distinct Japanese feel, this arcade, doesn't it? So maybe this, on this side of the train station, maybe was one of the first places that the Japanese started to populate Sydney when they came. Because I know there's a big Japanese influence, or there used to be in Northbridge, which is not too far from here, and I guess parts of Chatswood as well. I'm going to take a closer look at some of these coffee shops. I'm really tempted to have one here today, but I might save the coffee for the city. But overall, pleasantly surprised. This is a little hidden gem, I think. I might have to get down here one day for lunch and nectar. So, Wilkes Avenue in Artarmon, let's get around it. And now it's time to head in the city. Let's go. And York Street in the city. There's Wynyard Park just there. I'm going to head down Margaret Street. I've got an idea where I'm going to nectar today. It's one I haven't been to before. But just looking back at Artarmon where we were earlier, that Wilkes Avenue, that was a true delight. I've got to get back there, have a meal and a coffee down there. One lone window washer on the side of this building on Margaret Street. It's an unusual building, that one. Terraces in between while he does the windows. Oh, look at that little coffee shop there. Have I noticed that before? Edie's. So they got an alcohol license as well. Oh, and look at number 50. Number 50's got a coffee shop on the end of it as well. I think it's, what's that one called? Two Ducks, I think. That coffee shop. So there's a few along here. I don't know if you remember, but I think where that barber shop is now, we went in there and had a coffee one day, and it was a Melbourne coffee chain that was in there, long gone. It's passing over Carrington Street. This is a cycle delivery driver almost runs me over. There's always a buzz of activity down at Batch Coffee down here.
So I think that's
So I'm putting that in Ireland.
The punters out in the square having coffees, having lunch.
Cuidado, sope.
It's not even 12 o'clock yet. Don't know what all these bludgers are doing. They're obviously not working. Just all strolling around the city. A few Dalmatians there. Taking a leak on the street furniture. Excellent. Sneak over here. Through Australia Square. Wasn't wearing my sunglasses, but I'll put them on now. Getting a bit glary. Other than this nectar joint that I'm heading to down in the city, no real plans today. Let's sneak down Abercrombie Lane. Avoid the punters. A few people sitting outside the Grumpy Baker down here. It's loud music, isn't it? Oh, when I mentioned that coffee shop before, two ducks, it's actually Naked Duck it's called. Seek down Pitt Street a bit now. Check the cycleway on Pitt Street each way. Make sure there's no cyclists coming. No, there's not. If you're wondering what day it is, it's a Thursday. Thursday lunchtime in old Sydney town. I was going to walk through Macquarie Place just there, but I've got second thoughts because I don't want to walk past all the drunkards, because they'll be noisy, clinking their glasses. And talking tough with a few beers under their belt. I will skirt the outside. Cheeky little ibis just there. Not too many hanging around the water holes yet. I should have walked through there. Still busy stuffing their faces. Oh, I think I know where I'm going. But I may have to readjust. Oh yeah, I know where I'm going. It's this way. Heading down Ruby Place, been down here before. Stupid me, I could have walked a little bit further and I could have went straight down the street where I need to go. Now I'm going to have to walk to the end and circle back. Oh, look at that punter there. He's got a cheeky bag from Snitz. I love a good chicken Snitz burger from in there. He's a lucky punter. Bit narrow, this footpath, especially with trucks coming down the street. Sneak in front of him. This is where we need to go. Need to head down Bulletin Place. That's where we're going.
I was telling someone.
Cabrito Coffee Traders. I wonder if we should sit outside or whether we should sit inside. Let's have a check it out. These old movie posters they got here in Cabrito Coffee Traders. Crocodile Dundee. Is that it? Thank you. The Goonies. Sharknado. Never seen that movie. Big Trouble in Little China, one of my favourites. Love that film. Anything that's filmed in San Francisco I love, but even though most of that was filmed on a sound stage. There are a couple of streets at the start of the movie. Maybe the end as well. When Egg Chan's driving his bus around. Anyway, I went for a batch brew today rather than a boring flat white. So let's see what it's like. Here we are. Cabrito Coffee Traders. About to have the batch brew. This is from Ethiopia. Let's get a little taste of it and see what flavours we're going to get out of it. I did ask the barista, I said, what do you recommend? Should I get a pour over, which was a Peruvian one, or should I get I get the batch? And when he said the batch was from Ethiopia, I went, you beauty, because the Ethiopian coffee is delicious. Oh wow, beautiful and sweet. Very fruity. Delicious. Yeah. Really good coffee. Cheers. So it's got a little spot, this coffee shop. I love this window behind with the bars on it. And the delightful pillows. So it's a good little spot to have a coffee in Sydney. As I look over at the Sharknado poster again. So now that's prompted me to watch it now. I see the guy from 90210's on it. And Big Trouble in Little China. What a great movie. There's the microphone. Ah, delicious. So yeah, you can hear my voice. It's a lot better now after that cold that I had. But I got up in the Blue Mountains and over the Blue Mountains. I'm back running again. I've cranked my run back up to 10 Ks. So I do a 10-kilometre run most days if I can. Even though my foot's a bit small, sore on my left foot. But I don't know whether that's because of the new wheels that I've put on them. I bought some new sand shoes. Just happy with myself. I got a pair of blue, oh bugger it, I'll pull one off and show you. I've got a pair of blue Adidas wheels. They're called Solar Blaze. I've taken the little skirt just over the road, literally from Bulletin Place over to Circular Quay, just standing outside the Museum of Contemporary Art, because I wanted to have a little goosey gander at what ship was in town. And turns out it's the Carnival Splendor. And it's hard to see because they're getting set up for the Vivid, the big lights spectacular in Sydney that happens every year in the start of, or the end of autumn, start of winter. Here's one of the towers that'll be shooting lasers off into the, actually it'll be shooting lasers up at this building here. I don't know whether I'll go to Vivid this year. It's getting a bit too crowded. So I might I might go to the paid one, the Lightscape, maybe, depending on what the cost is. But I definitely won't go to the public event. It's just way too crowded. Becomes quite unpleasant when there's so many people around. Well, there's a few cruise ship passengers around lugging their suitcases up the promenade. But look, we're not here to see Circular Quay today, so let's get back into the city streets. I had a look down George Street. I was about to walk up George Street, but it's a mess of construction and people everywhere. So I'm going to head up Globe Street here and sort of get around it a bit before heading up George Street. Get out onto Harrington Street. Sneak around a bit of the construction and then rejoin George. Carl Expressway up there. Over the top of the or at the foot of the bridge and over the top of the other expressways. It fascinates me, all these motorcycles parked here. They really squeeze them in. Let's get out onto the other side of the road. It's a different angle looking at some of the buildings that frame the Sydney CBD. Yeah, I think we'll take Harrington Street all the way up to just Churchill at the end of the street. sign back there telling me to use the other footpath. Looks like a bit of construction on this old building. Wow, look at that. St Patrick's Hall and School. Now that is a super old building. I don't think that's not still a school, is it? I don't think so. Can't see or hear any kids around. 1889, one of the buildings has got written on it. There's Churchill over there. Delivery rider needs his battery to get up this hill. Oh, let's sneak through the back of this building. I haven't walked through here before. That's even if you can get through it all. But let's check it out anyway. A few people in a food court down there chomping down food. The digital slaves hard at work in there. A couple of them looking at blank screens. Looks like this is going to take us out onto Margaret Street, hopefully. It'll be a bit of a bummer if it leads nowhere. Oh yes, there we go. An exit. Oh no, this is not Margaret Street, this is Jameson Street. I'm a couple of streets too early. Bond Street's still blocked off. I was wondering before why all the cement bollards and barriers were up. Been a bit silly. I know Vivid's coming up, so that's obviously what it's for. Keep all the masses corralled on the main strip. Let's see if we can get up that laneway on the back of Batch Coffee. Yeah, let's get up this laneway here and I'll keep talking over the music so we go up the lane. Oh, out the back of Shell House. So that lady have to stand there with her laptop all day. Sneak into Wynyard Station just there. So we must be below Brookfield Place, I'd say. I've filmed that Australiana mural before. Magpie, a couple of galahs, some sort of finch up there, bit of wattle and bottle brush on it as well. Did a bit of a dance there, a bit of a sidestep and stall to make that guy make the decision of which way to go. Those two punters looked a bit upset that I think that the Japanese restaurant here was closed. They must have had a hankering for a bit of sushi and tempura for lunch. Sneaky way through there. I've got to go here one day and get a nectar. I always mention it, but I never go there. Oh, what's it called? Coffee and Friends. Or June's. Coffee? Oh no, June's. Yeah, June's Coffee. Now I've got to water the horses. That coffee's gone through me. Delicious coffee though, I tell you what. Ethiopian coffee's the go with filtered coffee, if you didn't know. Just heading down Market Street now. It's a beehive of activity. Look at it. All the cars and vans and buses trying to navigate through the city, get on the other side, head out to the inner west. Lunch goers going to and fro. Punters going between business meetings. Shoppers scrambling between the different stores. This is where I'm going to end the vid today, on the corner of Kent and Market Streets, looking down Market Street to Darling Harbour. Thanks for coming on the little skirt today around the city. I see you in the next vid. The video is over. Another quick look down the bicycle lane on Kent Street, both ways.